Hello, my friends. Sorry, getting comfortable. It is Monday, start of a new week. Happy Monday to you guys. It's also August 12th. Well, almost, not quite. Halfway through the month. Now, meteorology. If I say it faster, it comes out better. Um, August. Um, Sorry, my cat's coming in. September is the beginning of autumn. August 1st. So that would mean we're, what, 18 days? Now, astronomically, of course, it's the equinox. It is on um, the 20th, I believe. Difference being that meteorologists will track autumn by the trend. Days getting longer, or I'm sorry, days getting shorter, by degrees cooler. Meaning you might not, by degrees of degrees. You might not notice, you know, the difference between 89 and 88.9 is measurable. Knew I shouldn't have used that word. But we may not feel it so much, but by tracking the trend, they say, okay, now August is starting. Does that make sense? I like both. I like the fact that specifically spring is here in March 1st. Yay for spring. I'm done with winter when winter begins. I'm not anti-seasons. We accept the season that we find ourselves in. Not always easy, especially when we think of it in terms of life. That I'm definitely in the autumn, hopefully the mid autumn of my years, but the winter of my life is fast approaching, as it always has been. It just never seemed this near before. So you accept where you are. One day it'll be winter for me, but not anytime soon. Let's hope. I used to, my depression, which was never seasonal because it could come up anytime, but it would definitely be worse in the winter because I always felt better when I was moving, and winter has a tendency to curtail our activities, especially if you're a long distance runner. But speaking of degrees, by degrees, life has gotten incrementally lighter. Not easier, because life is always going to present its difficulties. That's how it works. We can't escape it. We're not supposed to escape it. We're not supposed to escape the ups and downs of being alive. We're not supposed to escape grief. We're not supposed to escape sorrow. We are not supposed to escape what they call in the Tao Te Ching the 10,000 things of life. However, we do have the option of, if we don't want to add psychological suffering to it. Psychological suffering is when we are grieving and we refuse to grieve. We refuse to accept that we're grieving. We want it to end. When am I going to stop feeling so bad? When is this going to stop? Why am I hurting so bad? You're hurting so bad because you lost something that you held dear. You're supposed to hurt. It's when we say, I don't want to do what I'm supposed to be doing. That's when we introduce psychological suffering. When we are in sorrow. I remember people offering me all kinds of stuff after my divorce. Well, you meet someone else, you'll get over it, life will go back to normal. Platitudes. They don't help. They're well-meaning though. So instead of being insulted by platitudes, you sort of, or hopefully, we take it as what a well-meaning gesture that didn't actually help me, um, and we thank them. But we continue to um, feel the way we feel. We're always in such a hurry to not feel what we're feeling. Think of the culture that we live in across the world, pretty much. We have a remedy for everything. And I'm not just talking physically, you know, commercials. Are you down? Well, then do this. Try this. Are you down? Change your aftershave. Are you down? Drink this. Are you down? Smoke this. Whatever. Instead of just being down. Here's the great secret of every spiritual path. Just be. Just accept where you are, how you are. Don't try to escape it. There is no escape. There is no escape from sorrow. There is no escape from grief. There is no escape from feeling like you're completely messed up. Because guess what? You're completely messed up. That's the good news. Because everyone is, in their own way. But if you come to the realization of, hey, man, I'm messed up, you're one step ahead of the game. How amazing is that? Most people don't see it. Most people think they're perfectly fine. But how can you be perfectly fine in an insane world? Doesn't that make you part of the insanity? We believe our projections. We believe our perceptions, thinking that they're true. How insane is it that there are kids starving right now, and so many of us are sitting on a mountain of food that might end up going in the garbage, fed to the dogs, table scraps. We brag on Thanksgiving dinner. Man, I ate so much I had to undo my pants. There was a term I was looking for. I couldn't find it. And you know what? There's nothing the matter with having a feast. But when we're bragging about it and we never ever consider the fact that we eat so much, so many. I'm not going to go on a vegan rant much. But did you know the vast majority of grains that are grown go to feed cattle? So very, very few well-off people, and even some of the poorest people in the United States are well-off people, so that they can eat steaks and other meat. The grain that we grow goes to feed livestock. And we never consider, you know what, if we ate a little less, meat or otherwise, that grain would go to serve another purpose, feeding people. That's as much of a vegan rant that I'll go on right now. Right now. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna bring up my desktop. Our friend Barb is here. Good day, my brother. Good day, my sister. Love to you, Barb. How you feeling today? I enjoyed my time on your channel viewing parts of Louisiana. My mother learned how to walk in Louisiana. My step-grandfather was part Cherokee. He knew how to make all kinds of medicine from different plants, different herbs. And during the Depression, it was all by the barter system. People would come to him and say, he worked in a mill outside of, well, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And people would come to him and say, hey, do you have something that could help with this condition or that condition? And he'd say, sure. And they'd say, what do you owe you? He says, you know, hey, if you got some extra eggs, if you got this, you got that. And then they would barter. But he would spend time traveling across the country, gathering different plants. And my mom, my grandmother, and grandparents and my mom would travel with him. And she learned how to walk in Louisiana, along the Gulf of Mexico. Boy, I'm a friend. How are you? Barb says, better. Thank you for asking. Our friend Tara is here. Tara, how are you? William says, my uncle and his family lived there before my mom tried to rescue him from his addictions. He didn't want to be free of. I was going to comment on that. Being free of addiction. Whether we want to or not, the thing is, most of us aren't even aware what we're addicted to. Tara, how are you, my friend? Tara says, hey, Yogi. Nice to see you, Tara. Let's see. Barb says, I was taught the healing herbs from the bayou when I was little. Nice. Yeah, we've talked about that before. Fascinating. Our friend Timo is here. Timo, how are you? I've been spending time on Timo's channel. Timo, how are the watch hours, by the way? Tara says, I'm losing subs. You know what? I hear that from quite a few people. Supposedly, YouTube is clearing house inactive accounts and bots and all that kind of stuff. Optimobs says, Tara, how many? William says, good Barb, I'm grateful to read that you are doing better. Those are good days indeed. Absolutely. Optimob says, I lost in 4 hours, 26 subs. That is normal. Who was it? Someone else came in last night and they were talking about losing subs. And Barb has talked about this as well. Barb says, Tara, we're all losing subs. Once a year, YouTube cleans house. Says she is now at 2,491 subs. We'll get you back up there. Stephen, my friend, how are you? Stephen says, hi, Eric, interesting today. I was writing some stuff down and I came up with the idea of emotional indigestion. I know most of the time as people consume lots of information, but don't learn to digest it. Man, that's a big insight. Absolutely true. Or even worse, they confuse information with knowledge, information with wisdom. Information in itself isn't good or bad. No such thing as good information or bad information. There's just information and how we process it. Can we use that information for something better, a better life? Can we be helpful with that information? Look at information of nuclear energy. It can be used to power a city. It can be used to blow up a city, and has in both instances. Timo says, fine. Walking with Goldie's here says, hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Goldie. How's your day going, Goldie? Tara says, I was at 2,498, so close. And now I'm at 2,491 subs. So, yeah, I'm hearing that from more and more people. I'm expecting my numbers to go down as well. The key is we just can't be attached to the numbers going up. We can't be attached to the numbers going down. The important number is you got that 1K. The subs that you lost, nothing to do with your content, nothing to do with you, everything to do with accounts that are either not active or they were bots to begin with. So now we're getting down to the quality, the people that are going to be active on your channel. That's the important thing. Goldie has less than an hour to work to go. Nice. We'll be here for an hour, I'm sure. Steven says, just thought I'd share that with you. Hi, chat. Hope you're well. I'm glad you did share that. whenever you share an insight like that, it always sparks other insights for other people. And then it just goes on and on. Someone's going to think about that. Man, Stephen had this important insight, and I'm thinking about it, and now it leads to this insight for me. So much appreciated. Tima says, I'm in the YPP now. Thank you all so much. That's absolutely awesome. So that you're in the first one, right? Do we have one more to go? Or are you all the way there? I see that you now have a membership. I am in the process of doing a membership myself. I've been on the fence about it. I had some encouragement from Eric LaPointe, Duncan Walsh, Milka, Destiny. Goldie has had some insights in that as well. And I finally think I know what I want to do. Congratulations to Timo and Sabine and Bax. Sorry, my friends, I'm falling behind. I'm going to catch up. Barb says, if a person subs and they don't come back and take part in your channel one time or another, YouTube will take them off. Let's see. Skid says, it is Sean Eric. Did I get that wrong? Didn't I say Sean, or am I mistaken? I apologize. Absolutely know it. I absolutely know it is Sean, but sometimes my mouth is independent of my brain. Tara drops a link. So, if anyone is not subscribed to our friend Tara, we can help regain some quality subscribers for her. And of course, by quality, I mean that we can lend some support. William says, I think it's accidental sub-projection, as someone could accidentally click while thumbing shorts, but they should give you a pruning option that you can track yourself. Interesting. Tima says, now I can tell you, yesterday, 40 minutes before the premiere on the channel was beginning, I got a problem with a copyright, but I have for all the music I license, but it didn't download the license. So that's going to be worked out. Timo says, whoa, that was again something for my nerves. I bet. Here's to a successful channel for Optimob. William says, the important thing to see is that it is not a number. Your message and value doesn't change perspective to the number. All of it is a gift, whether taken or left. It's there, like the Bible. Absolutely. It is easy. It is easy to get caught up in the numbers game. Optimob says, Yogi, get a membership. Really, I'm leaning in that direction. For a long time, I said I didn't want to, because how do I separate from wanting to, anything I have to give, I want to give it away to everyone. How do I separate? I'll give it to you, but not to you because you're a member and you're not a member. And Eric LaPointe gave an excellent point, that it's not information, it's the quality of time that I get to spend on a membership versus here. Here we have fun, we talk about all kinds of stuff, but on a members live stream, it would be all about yoga, healing, forgiveness, love, um, different wisdom traditions. So that got me thinking. Sabine says, hello, Yogi Eric. Hello, Sabine. How are you, my friend? Timo says, do it. I will do a membership on your channel for sure. Well, thank you for that. Sabine says, hello, all friends here in the chat. William says, Skits, I love the idea of intellectual constipation or indigestion. It adds a lot to consider unpack, as I am a key demographic for that right now. That's what I mean. That we get that we don't know where the insight's going to come from. And that's why it was such an important thing for Sean to put out there. Let's see. Sean says, don't apologize. It must be hard remembering everyone's name. You were referring to me as Stephen. I realized that when I last said Sean before, that's what I was doing wrong. I'm going to congratulate myself. I had the S part right. Sorry to have to correct you, Eric. Hope you didn't take offense. No offense whatsoever. Definitely want to be corrected, and I am often in how I mispronounce everything. You should hear me trying to pronounce some of the words Goldie throws at me. Automop says, so I do donate on your PayPal in Swiss francs. Yeah, when you gave me a super chat in Swiss francs, it was so cool to get that from Switzerland. The same with Goldie, to get the Romanian currency. It's that the thought alone was just really cool. Barb says, Sabina, I'm slowly gaining strength and doing better. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Thank you, Optimob, my friend. Very much appreciated. William says, Ms. Yogi, that is true. You're being able to offer directed time and effort to a member or members is wildly important, and it will be more so when your channel grows. Thank you, William. I appreciate that insight. So yeah, it's definitely got me thinking. Tima, once again, thank you for your kindness, my friend. Speed says, I hope you're all doing fine. Sean says, William, I was trying to write lyrics, and it came to me as a way of describing the way I was feeling. But they got me thinking about how we actually have to digest everything, not just food, info too. Man, really important, Sean. And how much of the information do we get is actually important and applicable to our lives? If you could turn on the news right now, I would get all kinds of information. Very, very, very little of it would be applicable to my daily existence. Sean says, and thank you, William. It was good to hear your thoughts on this. I hope it gives you some mental stimulation. William says, we live in a hyper-connected and overstimulated environment. I feel a little blind to not see it. And you know what? it keeps us in a stress-filled environment, um, in an underlying, low-level, constant stress. I'm not talking about the stress of, that happens, we get yelled at work, or our spouse yells at us or something like that, because that kind of stress goes up and it goes down. But that undercurrent of everyday stress, it never goes anywhere. And it eats away and it eats away and it eats away. And we don't have the tools to deal with it. We actually do, but we don't know them. We don't know that we can actually change our nervous state from fight or flight, that underlying stress-filled existence. We can use our breath. Within 10 breaths, we can go to the parasympathetic nervous state, the rest and digest, the peacefulness. We don't know that 2 sessions of meditation a day will literally change our emotional state from that of reactiveness to responsiveness. We regain our responsibility, our ability to respond. We don't know that just a very easy, gentle yoga sequence can rewire our central nervous system to make us more peaceful. And that spending 20 minutes in nature and getting sunlight to our eyes within the earliest time possible before we wake up will literally produce just the right chemical effect to keep us energetic in the day. And those same hormonal hormones that we gained during the morning, as they die off in the afternoon, the body uses to produce the very hormones that we need to go to sleep at night. So we have the tools, but if you were going to the doctor, they would say, hey, you need an anti-anxiety medication, that you need an antidepressant, that you need this or you need that. And there's nothing wrong with medicine when you need them. However, we have all these other tools at our disposal that are actually more effective, and you can use every day, and they have zero side effect other than the side effects we want them to have. Tima says, you helped so much. You know what? It was a work of pleasure. How could I, thinking the best way of saying this. I got to help my friend my friends Timo and Sabine out by watching the most beautiful scenery ever. I got to help out Optimob by doing something that was pleasurable to me, that was fun. I got to watch videos. I got to watch the beauty of Switzerland, the fun of Bax, the great conversation between Timo and Sabine. And I also get to, because I know Timo and I know how much work he puts in, I get to marvel at the editorial skill that he has in putting all this together. So I got to do all that. And it helped out Timo and Sabine. A win-win situation. Let's see, William says, it definitely helps a lot. I spent the past week hyper-focused and trying to learn as if there's anything but what was in front of me could be the answer. I had everything I needed. I just needed to digest it. Nicely said, William. Man, and you're right. That really ties in nicely with what Sean said. Sean, that's the importance of sharing those kind of insights. It's exactly what I want in a conversation. William says, thank you, Sabine. I'm doing a lot better today. Sean says, William, that is amazing. I am so glad you reached that conclusion. Let's see. William says, Yogi, the 10K things, I think was called the Mitotote. I just copied that, and I will paste that and do some research on that after the live stream. Thank you, William. Okay, what I see is a secular, ancient, and modern round dance performed by the Aztecs and other tribes in the Sierra Madre. All right, how far behind? Oh, I'm not too far behind. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can catch up. Sabine says, see, William, sometimes we just don't have to step back and watch the whole situation. We just have to step back and watch the whole situation, and it will occur to us, you know? Absolutely, Sabine. Nicely said. Lee's here. Good evening, Eric. How are you? I'm good, Lee. How are you? How's your day been? Sean says, I watched the video today by Optimab. Well, what a beautiful place. Yeah, and he captures it so well. Leah says hi to Sean. Sabine says, I know we would like to help you. So Yogi, you should get to your membership, and we would love to come as your member. Well, thank you for that. I put in the application for it, and we'll see. You know what? I used to talk to Mocha that I wanted to teach yoga, but I didn't want to teach too much of the asanas. I wanted to teach my own personal interpretation of the traditional path of yoga, which is self-realization. Yoga literally means union. There's the 8 branches of yoga, and the asanas play only a small part. That in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, which is considered like the Bible of yoga, one of the Bibles of yoga, in 197 sutras, small little sayings, it's only mentioned 3 times, and it all relates to meditation. Your posture for sitting in meditation. Myo Tute. How was that? There's actually a thing on Google on how to pronounce it. I didn't want to click on it yet. So, because Mocha kept saying, you know, you could teach in a studio, you can let people know, but people would come expecting me to teach the asanas, but I want to teach the whole. I want to teach all the way to meditation, from the ethics to meditation. And it occurred to me, I can do that on a YouTube membership channel. And let people know that this is what we're doing. Let's see. Thank you for that, Sabine. Sean says, hey to Lee. Sabine says, my autocorrect is walking on my nerves today. Yeah, I've been through that. Midwest says, just finished a 30-minute cardio and full body weight workout. What is your routine? Lately, it's been, well, right now it's almost all body weight. I do some band work too. Today was pull-up day. So 3 sets of pull-ups. I do as many as I can get. Then I cut that in half for my second set. And then I do a weighted pull-up set. And then I did 15.5 minutes of nasal breathing burpees. And I finished it off with band rows. And then I've had 2 walks so far today and 2 sessions of yoga so far today. What type of cardio, Midwest? Sean says, Lee, did you drop a video today? It is TGSY, and nice to be here with this incredible community. Thank you, Sean. It's really nice to have you part of the community. Sabine says, Midwest at the moment, testing and listening to Yogi. That can be a workout. William says, perfect. Well, thank you. I won't remember it. I'll need to practice it forever. I'm already going up above and looking. Lee says, I did Sean, did shout outs to you guys. Then I felt a bit embarrassed by the video and I removed it. I appreciate the effort you guys make. Making that easy sometimes, putting a video up. Hey Lee, I'd love to share it. Here's what I decided in my beginning of my YouTube journey. I was just going to be me. I was going to put everything out there, literally warts and all, literally bald head and all, and I was going to take what anyone brought to me with a smile. I wasn't going to take anything seriously. People can come here, say what they want towards me, of course. We do draw the line when the people are attacking our friends, and none of it was going to affect me in the least. Or if it did, I'd be able to recognize this is affecting me, and I could smile about it. I could laugh about it, and just go about my business. Lee says, oh, wait a minute. Sean says, to Optimob, no, thank you. It was an honor to get to see your beautiful country. And as I mentioned so often, no one presents it better than the Optimob team. Here's the one way to make Switzerland a more beautiful country. Backs. Backs in Switzerland. Perfect channel. Everything you need. The beauty of Switzerland and the beauty of backs, you put them together. What more do you need, guys? Lee says, it's beautiful, Sean, like a dream. Yeah, it is. Sean says, Lee, no, I'm so upset I didn't get to see it. Never be embarrassed. I believe in you. Nice, Sean. And I'm joining Sean in that as well. Midwest said, bike. Nice. Cardio bike? You know, I mean, sorry, stationary? Or did you get out in the road? Or maybe some mountain biking? I never found outdoor biking to be much of a cardio workout because there's a lot of coasting. But on a stationary bike, you can work as hard as you can work. Lee says, thank you, Sean. I will try again and not be so self-conscious with regard to how the video will be perceived. Here's the amazing thing about self-consciousness. Don't be self-conscious about your self-consciousness. Does that make sense, Lee? I might be the most awkward person. I might be the most awkward person on YouTube. And I've had people come in and say, you're the most awkward person on YouTube. And I absolutely agree. I'm not in the least self-conscious with mispronouncing. Everyone here has seen me mispronounce and mispronounce. I've mispronounced, mispronounce. That's how bad it is. So opportunity, authentically. You get to be the authentically. Diddy says, I like the community too. Thank you, Diddy. I appreciate that. And welcome, my friend. Sean says, when I watched, that's exactly what I thought, Lee. It's like a dream. Hard to imagine a place that beautiful actually existing, isn't it? William says, Lee, if it helps, you can watch my channel. I tried the frog stance like 5 times, uploaded 2, and the initial push-ups took like 1 hour of single takes. And the one that William has up, you hear the thud as his head hit the ground. I am not laughing at William. I'm laughing because all my years of doing yoga, and I'll still hit a thud. My head will still hit the floor. He says, William, I watch your videos. Our friend Midwest says, Trump or Harris? Man, that's a good question. I do my best not to talk politics. Because once I make that declaration, we've created a split. Or so it often seems. So I always say Trump and Harris. Whoever wins is going to be my president. I might like one more than I like the other. But either one is going to end up being my president. I know who I'll vote for. My own politics is a reflection of my heart. My political thoughts are of kindness and compassion. I go for the politics of kindness. Anything outside of that, I try not to concern myself with. So I'm going to leave it with Trump and Harris. May whoever win be the leader that we deserve. May either one of them rise to the occasion of being the leader that we need in these trying times. I will be okay with whatever leader can step up and be that voice of wisdom, of insight, of compassion, of loving kindness, and again, steer us through a really hard time. Let's see. Rome says it's a great wanting to start with perfection, but where would you grow? Where would you go to? And I'm leaving the reward is progress. Nice. And even, or just as much, the reward is in the doing itself, even what seems and feels like a mistake. Sean says, I'm sure it's finally. Don't overthink it. I'm so embarrassed by my videos, but it's great to look back at how much I've changed. Excellent, excellent message. Roy says, I have no intention of growing my channel. I would not like the idea of taking money from people where everyone needs it just as much as I can easily make it with less than I have. Roy says, that is a question for debates, not here, Midwest. Yeah, we seldom ever get around to really talking about it. Mr. Dredson's here. Mr. Dredson is on the move. Guaranteed thumbs up. Thank you, my friend. Optimob says, hi, Eric. I checked, and at the moment, 900 hours are needed for watch hours. All right. We can do it. We can do that by the end of the week, I bet. I got you up running now. Rome says, hey, Dredson, good afternoon. Optimob said, Midwest, backs for president. I would vote for backs. Let's see. Midwest says, stationary bike. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put the work in. Of course, not as scenic, but still good. Midwest says, sorry, I wasn't trying to bring up politics. Is this a socialist platform? It is a friend platform, you know? Mainly, we're talking about, man, what's the best word for it? Let's get rid of the ist. Social platform? We get to talk. That we, I don't know, inner stuff, you know? Boehm says, I don't care who wins, who it is that wins. I just want someone that does right by the people. Absolutely. Our friend Flower is here. Flower is in her second week of school, starting today. How you doing, Flower? Her Siegfried is here. Her Siegfried, how are you? I'm doing well, my friend. I appreciate you asking. Flower says she's good. William says, I think someone was looking for you the other day. I don't know if it was Goldie or Barb. It was Goldie. She had asked if you'd been around. Timo says, I don't want to disturb the live, but that video shows real passion for me. Let me bring it up real quick. Hey, never feel bad for introducing something into a conversation. Hey, that's pretty cool. I've never seen anything like that before. That's pretty amazing, Timo. Did you guys check it out? Timo says, thank you, my friend, for helping with the hours. Absolutely. Happy to. That's how I got my hours. Friends pitched in. Our friend Goldie was instrumental in helping me out. Speaking of which, Goldie says, I'm sure you already got it. Princess Vampire was on 24/7. Hey, when you got Princess Vampire helping, it's all you need. Jason's been on the job. I've been watching Princess Vampire. Flower says, well, I'm going to go. See everyone. Hey, Flower, thanks for popping in. Very much appreciated. I hope the second week of school is going well for you. Flower says, hi, Miss Goldie. Goldie says, yes, Flower. Hello, Flower. Homework is important. Homework is important. Sleep is important. Or Siegfried says, Optimob, hello, my friend. I see the word Rottweiler. If you guys check on her Siegfried's channel, he has a new thumbprint. What's it called? Of his Rottweilers. Great looking dogs with huge smiles on their faces. Reaper says, had to take a break. I'm working in hell. What's going on, Reaper? Flower says she's doing good. I'm glad. I'm glad school's going well. Flower says, hi here. Timo says, I never met an aggressive Rottweiler. Milka says the same thing in my life. So what's up, Reaper? William says, so heard. Good to see you again. Hey, Louise, working in hell. What do you do? Mir's here. Mir, my friend, how are you? Speaking of channels, Mir now has, he's offering memberships, and you can do super chats on his channel now. And just like that, I'm all caught up, pretty much. Timo says, but I had a 160-pound heavy Rottweiler on my chest lying, and once they get petted, that was for real breathtaking. I bet. Man, that's a big dog, 160 pounds. Mir says, how are you and all friends? Some good, Mir. And Cameron says, hi, Eric, how was your day? Hope it was excellent. You know what? It was excellent. I got some nice new video shots. little tiny butterfly I've never seen before. I got a shot of my local green heron. Love seeing that bird. Um, some mushroom shots. I've been really having fun taking mushroom videos. Timo says it was a calf with paws. Yeah, definitely about the size and weight of a baby calf. Mir says today a new bird is found. He damaged her leg. You guys gonna be able to help? Her Siegfried says, Mir, I changed my photo and also put a photo of 2 Rottweilers on my community. I haven't seen the community one. I saw the photo, but not the community. So let me bring here up and check him out. Man, those are awesome looking dogs. I love the smile on their faces. I appreciate this photo because now I get to comment. William says, thank you, Goldie. I'm happy to see you too. Mir says, he's busy with treatment, sir. Understandable. Hey, I really hope that you're able to help. Here it says, it's on my community. It is same photo as my avatar. Yep, I just visited. Awesome photo. Love those smiles. Give me 1 second, guys. Herr Siegfried says, Danke. You're welcome, my friend. So what's going on, Reaper? Sounds like you're having a tough day, rough day. Rear says, yes, burpees, bro. William says, also, Yogi, with memberships, you can have members only lessons where the only people there are the people that want to be there. They can subscribe, participate, recommend classes, but no trolls. It's an excellent point. And it also gives me the opportunity to present yoga through my own filters, my own way, on what I'd like to think of as a more traditional approach. Her Siegfried says, hello to the Burpee Reaper. How are you? Reaper says, William, I'm a worker. I do it all. Repairs, renovation, plumbing, paint, tile, landscape, work. And then he gets off work and he puts in the work in again. Gets his reps. Reaper says, right now I got a call to move a mailbox back 10 feet. So I'm digging this heat. What's the temperature out there in California, Reaper? We finally cooled off for most of this week. I think for most of this week. It's in the mid 80s right now. William says, a handyman, nice. I need those skills. William says, does it pay well? I think with some of that stuff, you can almost set your own price, I would think. Of course, you want to be competitive with other people. And then, your reputation is going to take you far. You do a good job, word of mouth. Reaper says, absolutely, William. Just depends on what you do. My first hour on a house call is 90. Wow. And that's mainly probably just assessing the situation, right? Mir says, so Yogi, my first member is Sister Barb. Nice. And first super sticker, Sir Yogi. I don't forget their kindness. Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad I could do that, my friend. That's what we're here for. My first super sticker was from Joe Delaney. Then $45 an hour. It's in California. Reaper says, pretty much Eric. So for those who might be slightly out of the loop, our friend Burpee Reaper is training for Spartan on the 24th. Pretty soon he will be the Spartan Reaper, or the Burpee Spartan Reaper. I think just Spartan Reaper sounds pretty good. And then, not long after that, the date is indeterminate. Burpee Reaper goes into hibernation, not retirement. You can't go into retirement if you're planning to come out of retirement. So it's hibernation, put on a few pounds of insulation, and that makes his comeback. He goes from the Burpee Reaper to the Spartan Reaper to what our friend Nightwatcher said, the Burrito Reaper. Here, Siegfried says, the Burpee Reaper, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Rose says, very nice. That is really solid pay. More than I ever made. More than I've ever made. Well, teaching meditation is pretty good. However, I think I've only charged the full price, the going rate for teaching primordial sound meditation, probably out of so many that I've taught, maybe 3 or 4 times total. Reaper says, here I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you? William says, Revolutionary Reaper reset. That's the way to say it. Siegfried says to William, I put a photo of my 2 Watt roads on my community. If you like, you can leave a comment. It's up to you. The dogs have 2 beautiful smiles. William says he does it each revolution of the planet. Yep, each football season. Siegfried lets Reaper know that he's got that he's doing good, and he's got his 2 Rottweilers. How much bigger is one than the other? Per Siegfried. The one, when I'm looking at it, the one on the left looks, definitely looks smaller, but maybe it's just the angle of the photograph. Work the Orc is here. Hope everyone is having a good afternoon. Work, how are you, my friend? Reaper says, after my Spartan, I'm going live and eating a New York style pizza from Domino's. You mentioned that you wanted to try that. You sure you want the Domino's? You might have a local pizza place that is 100% traditional. I don't know. I honestly, I could not tell you the difference between a Domino's and a Red Baron frozen pizza at this point in my life. Let's see. Asia, how are you, my friend? Asia, I got your email. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to. I also went to your page to see if you had posted on in your community. Obey. Hello, my friend. How are you? Ray says hit the like. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think we made it through the day for Goldie. When she came in, she said less than an hour. So I think we've made it. Been able to, hopefully we provided some nice company. So how you doing, Asia? Mir says, so Yogi, I start to live stream for sub support and watch time to my members coming soon. Let us know if I'm still here live. Let us know so I can make sure to let everyone know. So just let me know what time you're going to do it. Her Siegfried says the one on the left is female and the other is a male. Are they related, brother and sister? Mira says, hey, Asia. Our friend Asia is a very talented writer. Optimov says, the big one ate the postman a minute before. That is why the one dog is bigger. It's still digesting. It's like an anaconda. William says, I think you might enjoy a wood-fired oven pizza better than Domino's. Reaper says, I'll do that, Eric. Yeah, I bet if you looked online, you'd find a local pizza place doing New York pizza with good reviews. Although nothing the matter with Domino's. Jacob's here, dropping links. Thank you, Jacob. So guys, definitely check out her Siegfried's community page if you want to see two beautiful, fantastic looking dogs. Cameron says, sometimes it's really difficult to understand females. Why do they think so? Or is this just some kind of misconception? Both. I think it's both. Everyone thinks different than everyone else because we all have our own unique filter system, seen through our experiences, given to us by our parents, by the media, by teachers, by the books that we've read. So we all have these filters that we've projected out into the world, or projected through these filters, probably a better way of saying it. And because any female is going to have a decidedly different set of filters in place, as well as a decidedly different type of projection, as we all do, but then it gets even more so because she's a female. So we go through life looking for people who have similar projections, or different projections. When we have similar projections, we're like, well, I really understand this person. They get it. They're on my team. They're on my side. These are my people. This is my tribe. And then we see someone who has a different filter system, where like they don't get it. They don't understand. Why are they so difficult to talk to? But we got to realize it goes both ways. We're seeing the world through our own perception. We've created a world of our own perception. So we're literally on two different planets. Because you might meet a girl and you'll go, finally, this one understands me. I can talk to this one. Just means that there's been a gap within the projections, a gap within the perceptions, and you're able to see things, at least in this one particular level. But if you realize everyone's simply coming from their own place, you can communicate with anyone. You let your own guard down a little bit. You realize I'm looking at the world through the perception that I put up. Life gets a little easier. Our good friend Brian Lane is here. Brian, how are you? How was your weekend, Brian? William says, yep, Odom's here. Hello, Odom. It's just about to read William's comment, and it jumped. Went down a page. There we go. Been struggling with eating meat again. The whole thing is weird concept of living up to definition. It's perplexing. It is, especially when you're the one that provided the definitions. If you really started studying ahimsa, the first yogic yama, that causing least amount of harm, you really start considering what you're eating. And you start making these changes. I'm going to eat less meat, or I'm going to give up all meat. And then you end up eating meat. And you go, man, I set a vow and I broke it. I'm a horrible person. I can't even live up to the very first yogic tenet. What kind of yogi am I? Here's the thing. You're causing yourself harm. So you're doubling down on the do no harm by, one, you ate meat, and two, you're criticizing yourself for doing so. If you give up the struggle of eating meat, you find that sometimes you're going to eat meat. And that's okay. For now. Because once you relax, it just gets easier and easier and easier. But it's giving up the struggle. Sometimes you're going to make a mistake. Sometimes you're going to eat meat. Sometimes you're not going to live up to your own high ideal. Who would? I don't live up to my own high ideals. I don't eat meat. Not because of discipline. One, because I don't have any in the house. Two, I don't buy any. Three, after all these years, I just don't want it. Everything's changed. So, I'm always hesitant to give advice. But I'm going to give some advice. Two things. Be easy on yourself. Life is hard. There's plenty of people out there who are willing to beat you down. Don't be one of them. Don't beat yourself down. Don't allow others to do it either. Two, relax. Just relax. Sometimes you'll be 100%. When I first went vegan, the advice I was given was, think of it as you're shooting an arrow at a target. Aim for the bullseye. 100% compliance. But be happy when you hit the target. Odom says, my dogs are brother and sisters. First, I did say hello, Odom, right? Nice. Let me get caught up, guys. I apologize. Jacob drops the link for Mir's live stream. Thank you. Roy says, welcome back, Cameron. Thanks for dropping the links, Jacob. Roy says, hey, Jacob, sir, shout yourself out, brother. Your selfless servants, you're selfless servant. You deserve to be cared for too. Everyone, please sub to Jacob. Absolutely. Thank you for that, William. Odom says, thank you. I'll be over there shortly. We got the link drop for Brian Lane. Thank you for that, Jacob. Where is Brian, subscriber-wise? Last I checked, he was in the 800s, 894. Anyone not subscribed to the awesome Brian Lane? If we got 6 more today, that would give him 900. Cameron says, hi, William. How was your day? Here says, Odom, Homestead, I connect to your channel. Thank you, Herr Siegfried. Odom's got a beautiful channel. He did some live streaming this weekend. It was great to see. Brian gets a salute from the Burpee Reaper. And Timo drops a link for Jacob. Thank you for that. Jacob's at 324. This channel is growing and it's well deserved. So if I happen to miss something, guys, let me know. I'm skimming through some of the hellos so I can get caught up. Medicine says, Joe Burpee Reaper, do you like seafood? I don't believe there is a food that Reaper doesn't care for. If you mean seafood as he sees food and he eats it, especially in the off season for him, absolutely. Asia says, welcome, Brian. Thank you, Asia. Hey, Asia, once again, I was so happy to see your email this morning. William says, my day is undeservedly blessed, with more fortune than I could hope to truly realize. I am grateful for the opportunity of today. Absolutely, William. I'm going to join you in that salutation. Her secret says, Mark the Orc, I connect to your channel. Asia says, how has your day been, Yogi? It has been excellent, my friend. 2 great walks out in nature. Lots of yoga, lots of meditation, lots of writing. Goldie says, please remember to subscribe to our outstanding brother, Jacob. Absolutely. Rhea says, hey to medicine. Just like that, I am falling behind again. Do my best to, I try to read everything, but I'm starting to sort through comments. So if I miss something by mistake, just let me know, guys. Reaper says, medicine, I appreciate that. I'm going to screenshot this and check it out. All right, what did I miss? Reaper says, I'll eat for Eric. Hey, he's going to eat a whole New York style pizza from a place yet to be determined. Brian says he's good. May everyone have a blessed day. You as well, my friend. Reaper says, oh yeah, I'm going to eat pizza like a crazy person. So, Medicine had asked if you like seafood. We get a thumbs up from Mir. Says 20. So in 20 minutes, Reaper says, I love seafood unless you put it on a pizza. Shrimp on pizza was pretty good back in my meat eating day. I mentioned putting salmon on pizza, and Reaper was shocked. Couldn't believe I would ruin a perfectly good pizza as well as a perfectly good piece of salmon by putting them together. William said, excuse me. Well, reducing harm would mean I would limit the harm to plants. They are living things, is what I meant. Oh, did I miss another comment? Well, there's a difference between plant and meat. The difference of a central nervous system. It's not that we can say plants are not part of consciousness. They are. Plants are conscious. However, plants actually offer us their fruit, offer us their produce as a means of reproduction, traditionally. As well, they, for the most part, especially if we're eating more fruit and vegetables, they regenerate. Medicine says there's a spot in Borough Heights called Korea's. I'm not even going to bother to pronounce the last one because I'm going to get it wrong. Says look it up. Siegfried says Midwest, I connect to your channel. That's what I was looking for. William Hart says California looks beautiful. Just the news has made me fearful of their policies and the community, in addition to insane cost of living. I have heard Mocha's talked about it being a very high cost of living. Reaper says, William, California is fine. Just mind your own and you'll be good. Excellent advice. Reaper says, people love to cry about Cali, maybe because they're scared to work harder. We literally pay for this beautiful weather. California has, it's one of the top 10 economies in the world as a state, outperforming actual other nations. Imagine that. And again, it's because you got people like Reaper putting in the work there. Jacob says, salute to the legendary Brian. Cameron says, are you left-handed, right-handed, or ambidextrous? I am right-handed. Milka is left-handed. Milka is a identical twin, and they're mirror image twins. So Milka's left-handed, her sister's right-handed. Siegfried says, you're asking Cameron, if you're asking everyone, I am left-handed. Odin says, used to live stream every Monday and Thursday, but don't anymore. It was Thursdays, the time of the legendary Get It Off Your Chest Thursdays. You ever think you might start that up again, Odom? Mary Lou's TV is here. Mary Lou, how are you? Here says, Sir Yogi, today my live stream got 9.6K views. Wow. Man, that's huge. Well done. William says, sensitive topic. Let's see, let me catch up here. For me, it is, I cannot differentiate the idea of it being fresh from something previously containing thought, life, and soul. But many can argue both sides, so forgive me for enriching a sensitive topic. No, no such thing as sensitive topics, William. At least not between, you and I, not between friends. I would say that if we're talking plants, plants still contain thought, but they are life and they are soul, and they have an offering to us. I hear every so often people, wanting to argue that, meat versus plants. Well, plants have feelings too. I would say, I'll tell you what, you come with me to a slaughterhouse, and I'll come with you when you mow the lawn. You tell me which affects you more. Mary Lou, how are you, my friend? William says, congratulations on the views, Mir. Yeah, man, that's an awesome number. Prescott is here. Prescott says, I just read something that has made me depressed for the other day. Just read a story about a girl due to many, and I mean many, unfortunate events. It goes from a middle schooler to crackhead, gets robbed, and her baby gets killed. Now I feel depressed reading that. Well, I can't say thank you for sharing it with us. That is sad news for sure. William says, Dragonfly landed on the upper right corner of my phone and won't fly away. It is remarkably unafraid. Nice. Mir says, you guys appreciated. Thanks for your kindness. Absolutely, Mir. Let's see. William says, Mary Lou, please limit the excess of repeated messages. There is no need to spam. Did I miss Milka? Is she here? Well, I will feel bad if that is the case. Odom says, I did it for a year and a half. I don't think it's no need for it anymore. It's only so much I can get off my chest, and not too many people coming up anymore. That's a good point. What if you rebrand it? William says, Odom, is it a public forum or personal view? I would come either way. Let's see. William says it would be for the slaughterhouse because the visual impact is larger. I have invested no effort in understanding the pain of plants. I feel comparatively and quantitatively the sum of individual life. And not just the visual, but the audible, the full sensory impact. I spent time working on a veal farm. I was going to say as a young man. I was a kid. I was 15 years old. And man, the vibration of the pain and the suffering that you pick up will be carried with me for life. For life. I have hunted. I've taken animal life. That will be with me for life. Doesn't matter how many years I'll be a vegan. We could call it a vibratory karmic impact. And it's just different with plants. It's a different vibration. That plants are literally blooming in the desire to be consumed because that's how they continue. That's how a plant continues. We're literally eating sunlight offered up through plants. And yet every individual animal just wants to be an individual animal. It's not saying that I'm telling everyone, to be vegan. My own thoughts are things should return to husbandry, where you care for. I've talked about this with Odin before, where you care for that which you will consume or that which other people will consume. And for the duration of the life, it is a treasured part of your farming community. Let's see. Mir says, no, Brother William, they are coming from short. William says, a plant exceeds those of animals, but how could I distinguish the value myself? It is not my authority. It's not so much as distinguishing as sensing and feeling. And just knowing, getting that welcoming feeling from nature that this is meant to be consumed, this is meant to be cherished. And I think you can pick that up. I think that you have a degree of sensitivity that would allow you to do so. That, hey, if certain plants aren't consumed in nature, they don't continue. If a flower doesn't provide a welcoming place for its pollen, a bee is not going to feed. And if a bee doesn't feed, they've done studies that will actually lead to chaos through so much of nature. Everything's essential. Again, a plant is offering sunlight. It's offering up light in order to be consumed versus an animal that just wants to be alive. William says, yes, she was quickly hidden throughout the chat. She was here. She's hasn't been feeling too well today. Prescott says, also, today is my mom's birthday. Hey, happy birthday to your mom. We bought a cake, and she got gifted 3 more cakes. So my 5-person household has a total of 4 cakes within a week. The cakes will go bad. Can you share them? Can you share them with neighbors? Odom says, we had some great times. I got monetized off of Get It Off My Chest Thursdays. Yeah, you mentioned to me that for you it was relatively easy to get monetized. William says, I would participate. Absolutely. Well, yeah, like I said, you could maybe rebrand it. William says, from weekly, it could be scheduled monthly or more as needed. Her Siegfried says, happy birthday to your mom, Prescott. Absolutely. William says, yes, exactly. That smaller scale is better. Asia says, happy birthday to your mom, Shrimpleton. Odom says, great idea, William. William's really creative about stuff like that. Her Siegfried says, Asia, sorry I missed your comment. I'm doing good. Danke for asking. Mir says, happy birthday to your mom. My best wishes and prayers with her. William says, yes, I can see that. Absolutely, Yogi. And he also says, happy birthday to your mom. Receiving gifts is always positive. You could give away pieces or freeze for later. Excellent advice. Mocha says, thank you, Mira and William. Mocha, I'm sorry that I missed you. I looked back and I couldn't see you. But William said, yep, that you were scattered throughout. Hope you're feeling a little bit better. Hope you're feeling a lot better. Mira says, welcome, Mocha. Prescott says, well, my family basically owns our building, so we kicked out our neighbors to make our house bigger. Now you got more room for cake. See how that works? Now you have more room for cake, but less people to share it with. Life is a series of compromises, my friend. What about like neighbors across the street, people that you know? Can you bring some to school with you? Give it away to classmates and friends. William says, I hope you're able to recover in a short period of time. Thank you for that, William. Asia says, how many books do you have? I've never counted because it keeps growing every month, but a lot. Got a shelf here. I got one over here. I got one in the hall. And I have a room next door. I can't even count the shelves. It's literally overflowing with books. We got a room down the hall that has a bookshelf, 3 bookshelves in the living room, and 3 bookshelves in the basement. Lots of books. We grew up reading. Her Siegfried says, what kind of cakes your mom get, Prescott? So I think in just a minute or two, we'll wrap things up in the afternoon. Asia says, you have a favorite book? I have favorite books, and the list changes from time to time, but some always remain on the list. Fiction, Lonesome Dove, Jitterbug Perfume, 100 Years of Solitude. Those are always on the Legend of Bagger Vance. Skip the movie, but definitely read the book. And favorite authors, of course, with Tom Robbins being an all-time favorite. And then nonfiction, maybe autobiography of a Yogi, Born to Run. 2 books that literally changed the course of my life. Oh, Prescott says, would give them to classmates and friends, but due to the still slight bit of unrest remaining here, classes are online for now. Odom says, good to see people celebrate. It's nothing but mourning death around my place. Was today the, sorry that I forgot, was today the funeral for your nephew, Odom? My apologies for forgetting. Again, prayers to you, prayers to your family, my friend. Prescott says, 2 chocolate, red velvet, and a vanilla. I would like the vanilla. Sorry, guys, I'm getting hit by allergies. Dragonfly flew away. Incredible that it stayed while I was moving around and texting in the chat. There's a message for you, William. It's a great thing with shamanism. It's you and the dragonfly that get to decide what it means. No one else. You don't have to go to any other source. Just need to ask the dragonfly. Her Siegfried says, sounds delicious, Prescott. I cannot have chocolate. I'm allergic to it. But the other 2 sound delicious as well. Especially the vanilla. William says, I have never been so closely interacted with natural life. My thoughts, William? Just my thoughts. If you're interested. You can take that as a sign. You're in the right spot, doing the right thing, putting out the right vibrations in this moment. Will it always stay that way? It never stays that way. It's not supposed to stay that way. But for right now, it's a great confirmation. Odom says, yes. Well, my thoughts are with you, my friend. Her Siegfried says, my condolence goes out to you, Odom Homestead. Thank you, Her Siegfried. Oh, are you saying Carib? Yeah, decades ago, carob was very big in the vegan community as a chocolate substitute. Let's see. Rowan very kindly says, I don't want to pry, but no, I'm here to listen if you want to vent. Thank you, William. It's always very thoughtful. Prescott says, I like this guy called Asia. I still believing Yogi gives out mods willy-nilly, but wouldn't have a problem with him being a mod. You get my stamp of approval. That's a high stamp of approval. If Asia would like to be a mod, I'd be perfectly happy with her being a mod. We've communicated a bit by email. Again, beautiful, beautiful writer. I'm honored, privileged that she feels comfortable enough to share her writing with me. Finally made it to the bottom. It was just a matter of time. I did it because you guys believed in me. So, now that I'm at the bottom, I'm going to wrap things up for the day. For the afternoon. Man, I'm being hit with allergies pretty bad. Like out of the blue. So, Asia says it's cool. Well, there you go, my friend. Yes, it's carob. Thank you, Eric. You're welcome, boy. Here, Siegfried says, what does that mean when Mary Lou TV's put that in the chat? I don't know, but my guess is it's just a way of staying connected, letting us know that she's here, that she's listening. So I take it with a nod of appreciation. Every presence is a good presence. Prescott says, question, what do you think of your country? I love my country. It can do better. And I mean that out of a sense of love. I love myself. I can do better. By saying do better, does that mean I love myself any less? It means that I recognize that there are some areas and qualities in my life that I could be more mindful of. I could say the same thing with the world. I love my world. We can do better collectively. We could literally change how we think. We could have a paradigm shift. We could literally just wake up to the fact that there's absolutely no need for any kid to go to bed hungry tonight. And just like that, we can make it happen. All it takes is a shift of thought. It has happened for people before. It happened with me and alcohol. It's the only way I quit drinking. It wasn't through months and years of meetings. It wasn't through therapy. It wasn't through anything at all except for a shift of thought that I didn't even cause to happen. My thoughts just shifted. Asia says, I agree with Yogi. In order for our country to be better, we need to think better. Higher quality thoughts. When we say, how may I serve, it's not how may I serve blindly. How may I serve effectively for the well-being and benefits of everyone? William says, heal yourself, heal the world. Absolutely. Well said, William. And it's the only way the world's ever going to heal. If we keep if we keep dealing with effects and never go to the cause, the world will stay the same. But when we address the cause, and the cause is always a thought, there are no neutral thoughts. We are either thinking thoughts of fear or we're thinking thoughts of love. Some might say, well, how is a thought of money fear? We really need to examine it. And I don't have the time for that right now, but we will do that. Because the thought of money keeps us separate from each other. Some have it, some don't. Some have more, some have less. Some worship it, some hate it. All of those are thoughts of separation, and every thought of separation is a thought of fear. A thought of love always heals separation. Jacob says, thank you, brother, Mr. Yogi, for having me on your live stream. Once again, truly appreciate it. Much love and respect. Big salute to you all. You know what? I absolutely love when Jacob says goodbye. Not because he's leaving. Always like having Jacob here. But it's a typical Jacob. He came here and he just worked for everyone, sharing channels, dropping links. And then he said, thank you. He's thanking me for coming here and working hard for everyone, and tells me how much he appreciates it. Much love and respect. Man, Jacob is a one-of-a-kind person. I should take that back. Jacob is the best that's found in every one of us. He sets the example of what we can all be, what we can all achieve. Not even achieve. Let me take that back. What we can all realize. Prescott says, hey, Jacob. Siegfried says, Jacob, how are you, my friend? Hope you're doing good. William says, guys, please drop Brother Jacob a follow. He shares his fitness journey. He is a selfless servant and is a great member of the community here. And William very kindly drops the link. Thank you, William. And excellently said, my friend. Let's see. Prescott says, hey, Yogi. And Yogi. What's up, Prescott? Prescott says, are you a Grandmaster Yogi who has reached enlightenment? I am just a yogi status. That's why I keep that in my name. Just a yogi. I'm a guy that practices yoga. I get it wrong as much as I get it right. Maybe more so. However, I am unconcerned with getting it wrong. So I'm very, very happily just a yogi. Not seeking enlightenment, not seeking anything. One moment at a time. That's it. And our friend Flower dropped in. About to say bye. I'm about to say goodbye. I'm glad you came in. You get a chance to see our friend Prescott F. Shrimpleton. Flower, oh yeah, Flower has not met Prescott F. Shrimpleton yet. She knows him as the Night Watcher, or Noodle. Odom says, have a blessed day, everyone. You as well, my friend. Odom says, welcome back, Flower. And again, Odom, love and prayers are with you, my friend. Beer says, thanks, Odom. Thank you, man. Jacob says, blessings to you, brother Odom. All right. I am sorry to interrupt the warm hellos from Prescott and Flower, two original friends of the live stream. Eric Lapointe was here. Eric Lapointe, I hope you're enjoying your vacation. I know you're enjoying the vacation. I saw the photos, or the videos, sorry. We get the traditional greeting of little ray of sunshine, flower with all the R's. We got the link dropped for Eric Lapointe. Asia says, howdy to Eric. Thank you, Jacob. So I'm waiting 1 minute to see if Flower is still here, and she catches Mocha's comment, as she likes to give her own traditional greeting back. Mocha says, hi here, Siegfried. We get a hello and a hand that is just waiting, begging, pleading for a high five. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. We get a hi, Miss Mocha, with all the A's and all the stars. Today is a 5-star salute from our friend Flower. William says, I just landed, so I have a few channels to catch up with. My apologies to all. Absolutely, William. Not a problem. So, all right, guys, with that, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'll be back in about 2 hours or so. Flower says the wars, I don't know, might have to run, doesn't know. Hey, here's all I want. I want you and your family to be safe. Do what you guys need to do. Asia says, see you guys. Have a great rest of your day. You as well. Flower says her mom's in India, so why aren't you in India? Mocha says she's getting through a migraine. You can go to school in India. You can go to school in Korea with your dad. However, again, Flower, stay safe. Know that you are in my thoughts. Send in prayer, send in love, send in protection. Oh, Flower says she's only there for a month. Flower's going to go live. Our friend Mir's going to go live too, I believe. So, all right, guys. With that said, let's go hang out with Mir. Let's go hang out with Flower. Let's go hang out with whoever else might be going live. Keep that support going. Chris says, we are to have misgendered 2 people today. All right, guys. I'm going to see everyone later. Take care. Flower says, bye, everyone. See you guys.